Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here, and this is one video that I've been waiting to do this for. So yeah, I'm here today with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys to watch because yeah, it turns out I haven't got any other projects to work on right about now because yeah, I'm extremely lazy with what I have to do. But I figure it makes sense if I give myself another thoughts video on my YouTube channel for sure, because yeah, I know it's been a few months since I did one of those, because it turns out the last one I did, I was crammed up with so many movies that I want to talk about, but I figure for this thoughts video of mine, I would probably talk about a show that I've been wanting to talk about on this channel for quite a while now. In fact, I've actually gotten into it last year, and yeah, I guess as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm of course going to be talking about RWBY. So yeah, I know I'm not dressing my Genderman Ruby Rose cosplay like I did a couple cons I've been to, TorCon and Salt City Comic Con that I did, but I think I figured that I would wear my my Ruby Rose emblem necklace that I got at TorCon this year. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I've been waiting a long time to talk about RWBY for quite a while now. So let's not waste any more time, man. Well, let's talk about it. So of course I want to get something out of the way. Is how did I actually get into RWBY in particular, or what do I know about him in particular? Now, truth be told, I know I've already talked about what the show is about. Like, I know it's created by Monte Ohm of Rooster Teeth. Now, truth be told, I never really gotten into the show by the time it was released. I think I was in the middle point between my junior and my senior year in high school by the time it came out. So I really had no idea on what the show is like when it first came out, so I didn't really know about it in particular, but over the years, I think I have seen people dressed up as these characters at conventions that I go to, and yeah, I think they actually did put a lot of detail, but like I said, I never really knew about the show in particular, but that wasn't until a couple of my friends that I know, Emma, aka Queen Emma B, and Leah, aka Glenori, actually recommend that I should check out the show in particular. So yeah, right around last year, I've decided that I would give the show a chance, so I sat down and watched all 5 volumes of RWBY, all in order, and I have to say, they were right. It's actually pretty good. So yeah, I think I actually adored RWBY in particular. So yeah, like I said, I never really got into it when it first came out, but getting to see it recently, right around last year, I am very fascinated with what they had to endure. I think they really pulled off some really incredible stuff. And plus, I have to admit, the entire story for the series in particular, it is actually very interesting to follow. Just a group of 4 young huntresses in training want to do their best and actually become huntresses themselves, all while a group of baddies, or a group of forces of evil and stuff. I know I'm improvising a little bit, but I can still do this, but I guess, yeah, it's actually pretty basic, just 4 young girls wanting to become huntresses, all while an evil organized crime is wanting to take over the world in particular. So yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting setup for the story in particular, and plus, I really love of how the entire world of Remnant is actually built up as the series progresses. I really love of how it can do that. I think that's actually what I like. In order to actually create a fascinating world, you have to build it up, make it incredibly interesting, and I really love the history and the lore that they want to endure on this one. And plus, I think for the characters in particular, they did start off as just basic characters, but they do get more interesting as the series progresses. I really love of how they can do that. It's really fun to watch. as for the characters themselves, I think it makes sense if I talk about the four main leads on the show. Ruby Rose, I have to admit, is actually a pretty good lead in this one. I think she is very optimistic and on what she wanted to do. Yeah, even if it does mean risking her life to actually try to become a really awesome huntress, and she's been wanting to follow in her mother's footsteps ever since she passed away, and plus I think there were some interesting stuff that she doesn't even know that she's been trying to figure out. So yeah, and I think I love of how that in a later volume she's actually doing that. She's trying to figure out the secrets behind the world of Remnant. She wants to keep moving forward. She wants to make the world a better place. And on top of that, she wants to learn about what happened to her mother in particular, which is actually a pretty good mystery in particular. So yeah, I think, and not to mention, I think some aspects of it, I have to say, are pretty fun to endure. And not to mention, even her teammates actually really are very optimistic towards Ruby at first, but they learn to trust one another. So yeah, and there's that. So yeah. Now, Weiss in particular, I think she did start off as very cold and very bitter at first, but as the series goes on, she actually does know a little bit more about why she's acting that way. Her family is in a tight spot. She doesn't like of how her company that she's trying to inherit is going downhill, and she wants to restore nobility to all of it. So yeah, I actually did start off hating Weiss at first, but as the show progresses, I actually do start to like her, and plus, yeah, I think trying to stand up to her own family and trying to follow on what her older sister is trying to do is actually pretty fun to watch, and I think I would love to see on how Weiss would actually restore nobility to her family name. So yeah, I actually am really impressed by that. Blake, I have to admit, is actually a much more interesting character because, believe it or not, if you were actually watching the show and looking at through Blake's point of view, you actually do feel for her. Yeah, she actually came from a really troubled time, much like Weiss did, but a little bit differently, just having to leave a criminal organization that hates humanity in order to actually try to restore peace between human and Fawn is actually pretty fun to watch, and plus I really love of how the backstory on why she was part of that organization known as the White Fang is actually pretty really compelling in my opinion, and not to mention the reason why she left because of all the violence and uprisings that are happening is actually a really good reason why she left. It's really great motivation to Blake and why she wants to make peace and love between humans rather than hate and violence. And plus, I have to admit, the tension she builds between her and one of the show's antagonists, Adam Torres, is actually pretty compelling. So yeah, I think I really adore Blake, in my opinion, because I do feel like her. I think there are some times where I feel troubled inside, like things are not going my way, and yeah, I think I really love of how they can do that. And plus, I think finally standing up against Adam just to do exactly that, I think it really paid off, especially at the end of Volume 5. So yeah, I think I really admire that. But Yang, however, Yang Xiaolong is when things start to get really interesting. She steals the entire show. So yeah, I think I really love of how very funny and over the top she gets, and yeah, just to be a character that is entirely being compelling of making puns and stuff is actually really fun to watch, and I think I did nearly crack up at some of her puns, but we do know what our all-time favorite is. I think I know it, you know it, so, I think, in this case, she's always there to, kick things off with the Yang. Man, I never get tired of that line. It's actually, really fun to watch, and plus, I think, aside from her puns and stuff, much like RWBY, I love of how very sympathetic she is because her mother actually abandoned her from a long time ago. So yeah, I think it actually did build up a little bit of tension into Yang. So yeah, you do get to see different sides between Yang in particular, which actually did make our four main leads bond together a whole lot more. So yeah, I guess other than that, I think I really do admire the four main leads, and of course RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. They're pretty fun to watch, and plus their team that they're a part of, known as Team RWBY, really showed of how much they do want to work together. That's the whole point of putting them in the team. So yeah, I guess there's a. I really adore the characters and stuff, and as for the rest, such as Jean, Ren, Nora, yeah, Pyrrha, Osping, yeah, kind of hard to list all the characters at the top of my head, but I'm trying my best. So yeah, aside from Team RWBY, but also Jean, Ren, Nora, Pyrrha, Ospin, Sun, Crow, and plenty more characters that are introduced throughout the majority of the show. They actually do have their own compelling developments within their characters. I really love of how they can do that. So, but I think probably the main issue I do have to progress with the characters is that most of them, if not all of them, want to try to become the comedy relief. Now comedy is I know it can work in particular. Like I said, I think some of the jokes in it, I have to say, they did get me laughing most of the time. But if you try to actually correspond them with every single character that they're introduced to throughout the entirety of the show, I think it actually does get a little bit stale for a little while. But luckily, I think that's just probably only one of the main issues that occur mostly in the majority of Volume 1. The rest of the volumes actually did make up for that in particular, so they didn't actually do that all the time with all the characters. They actually let each one have their own styling, have their own progressive with each and every one of them. So yeah, there's actually that. So yeah, aside from the story and the characters, the writing actually, for while it can be a little bit clunky at certain points, the rest I have to say actually are very strong and actually do make the story and the characters a whole lot more interesting. But it is going to be pretty tough to actually try to beat that. Unless there's actually one thing that I did have a little bit of an issue with the show when I first started with, that's mainly in the first 3 volumes, most likely graphics-wise. Now, of course, I think the series' biggest downfall, in my opinion, that did have me irritated a little bit is, of course, the animation. Now, it is very understandable that Rooster Teeth is not a big production company, so yeah, I guess just by seeing it, you can see why they're on a very small budget when making this show. So I guess they just wanted to, I think they just wanted to follow the same style, trying to, yeah, I wouldn't say same style in particular because I am comparing it to one other project that actually did that, but you can tell, I think for the majority of the animation, they tried to simulate motion capture without relying it on using computers all throughout the time. While doing it at the exact same time, they wanted to incorporate some cartoony styles that you would see in regular old anime that you would see from Japan, which actually did result in styles that, well, don't mix well. So yeah, I guess with what I had to say in particular, I think you can clearly see why that pretty much from the comments I see that that people are asking if RWBY is either an anime or a cartoon. I think pretty much what I said about the animation, I think you can clearly see why. I think it's almost trying to force itself to be an anime, so it's pretty obvious that while incorporating motion capture, they want to incorporate cartoony styles that you would see in every single anime that is made in Japan. So yeah, I think that actually doesn't mix pretty well, but that's just only the main issue in the first 3 volumes in particular. But thankfully, since the start of Volume 4 and progressing it onward up until now, they did fix up the animation a little bit to where it's actually much more smoother and have much more clearer lines. So I actually do admire the new style of animation in Volumes 4 and 5 rather than the first 3 volumes. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, but I guess the animation in the first 3 volumes could have been tweaked out a little bit more. But there is one thing in all throughout the entire 5 volumes of the show where you can have to admit where the animation does extremely well. Say what you have to say about the animation in particular, I think all of us can unanimously agree that the action scenes in it are incredibly well done. Because, well, as it is an action-oriented anime in particular, I think the choreography in it is done incredibly well. Yeah, I think I really love of how each move is incorporated and how the cinematography in it is actually flowed out extremely well, whether it be fighting a herd of Grimm or each other in tournaments. So yeah, I think I really love the action scenes in particular. I think they are really well done in particular. So yeah, I think if you could always turn to which anime has the best action scenes in particular, I think you can always turn to RWBY. I think they have some of the best ones throughout the entire show in particular. So yeah, and I think I have to say, who doesn't want to recreate some of the action scenes in RWBY? I know I would do it for a future skit for a cosplay contest in particular. Yeah, just doing all this acrobatic and fighting and type of stuff. I think that would be something I would like to do sometime soon, but we'll wait and see. So yeah. So I guess overall, I actually thought RWBY is actually a really fun show to watch, and yeah, and I think aside from the animation, which can be a little bit clunky in the first 3 volumes, everything else from the story, the characters, the action scenes, they're all done incredibly well. So yeah, I think this is actually one show that deserves a whole lot more recommendation throughout the few 4 to 5 years that it's been on for quite a while. And plus, like I said, I think it did actually gain a bit of a following over the years, whether it be through video games, even got its own manga in particular, and not to mention, it even currently has a spin-off series that's currently going on right about now, RWBY. So yeah, maybe sometime in the near future, I might want to talk about RWBY. So if it's something that you want me to do an Ackleyattack4427 Thoughts video in the near future, drop me tag down in the comment section below. I think I would love to do RWBY in the near future just to see how I can compare it to the show in particular. So yeah, I think I guess if anything, I highly recommend you check out RWBY. It's really, really fun to watch, especially if you're a big fan of action-oriented anime in particular. So yeah, and not to mention, if you go to several anime cons that are going to be coming up in your area, chances are you might find some RWBY cosplayers there. So yeah, I think I say it's actually well worth checking out. So yeah, I guess if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you check it out. So, as of this video right about now, the entire show right about now has gone through a total of 5 volumes, with Volume 6 set to come out this October. So, if it's something up your alley, then feel free to go check it out. So for my final score on this one, I'm going to give RWBY a solid 8 out of 10 in my opinion. Not really the best anime that I've seen by far, nor even yeah, or I think I will say probably in my top 5 favorite in particular, but I will placing it somewhere in the middle of my my top 10 favorite animes that I've seen recently, but it is highly entertaining and actually really fun to watch, even if you're a big fan of action-oriented anime. So, if it's something up your alley, then I highly recommend you check it out. And plus, there are some ways that you can actually see it. You can actually see it on Rooster Teeth's website, in particular at roosterteeth.com, so all you have to do is just go to the website and type up RWBY and you might be able to find it. And plus, if you're a big fan of physical media like I am, you can actually find them on DVD and Blu-ray. In fact, the first 3 volumes I actually got in this wonderful Blu-ray steelbook, which I highly recommend you go get, just so that you won't have to pay hundreds of dollars to get all 3 volumes individually. And plus, volume 4 I actually got in this wonderful DVD and Blu-ray combo pack right here. And as for volume 5, I actually got it in its own standalone Blu-ray. So yeah, if you can actually find RWBY in their on DVD and Blu-ray, I highly recommend you buy them. They're really worth your money in particular, and of course, seeing of how if you want to watch the entire show online for free without going onto Rooster Teeth's website, or of course buying the DVDs and Blu-rays in particular, you can find it on YouTube as well. So yeah, like I said, Volume 6 will be coming out right around next month on Rooster Teeth's website, so if it's something you want to check out, then I highly recommend that you watch the show in particular. And yeah, like I said, seeing of how Volume 6 is coming out next month, I highly recommend you watch all 5 volumes first before you can get to Volume 6, especially the red, white, black, and yellow trailers, as well as the character shorts that are released so far. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, for all of you guys. I know it's been a long time coming, but hey, I finally got this out to you guys. So, if you want to know what you thought of RWBY in particular, if you have already seen it, either you like it, hate it, or do not care for it, then please drop your thoughts down in the comment section below, as well as leaving me constructive criticisms and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos in the near future, then I highly recommend you check me out on my social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, my Blogspot site, Pinterest, Instagram, and plenty of others in particular. All the links for them are down in the description box below. And of course, if you have any questions for me in particular, or if you want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up pretty soon, then all you have to do is send me an email to this email address, backley95@hotmail.com. And of course, if you want to see more of my videos coming up in the near future, then all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified once I upload a brand new video. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll be looking forward to seeing all of you in my next thoughts video that'll be coming up pretty soon. I don't know what I'll be talking about in particular, but hey, we shall wait and see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.